of this tournament, you need to personally outweigh your older self. Now, heading back to the first draft of this game, Blacklist and FUT. Prioritization on the Musashi as well as the Dharma. You mentioned about the Dharma, right? So I think Blacklist right now, they're not really keen on let FUT take it as well. So they are changing in their priorities too.
Yeah, it's a huge risk, right? You don't want to allow such a controlling hero to be able to catch on backlines. And worst of all, it really doesn't matter who this Dharma catches, right? He catches more than 3, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, and they have been doing it. Chavi was a great player on this Dharma, and we've seen growth as well. So probably right now, they have been a fan of prioritizing the Dolia, but FUT Esports as well takes it out, as well as the U1. But with this kind of situation, Ogren is open for Blacklist to be taken, and it's doing wonders. How do you want to control the map macro-wise?
Okay, I like the benefits of having an Ogren, but the Ogren performance for Blacklist hasn't been the most clean so far. Yeah. Anything you think would change today?
Yeah, I think one of the things that you actually just put right into the table is how do you want to approach the early game tempo? If you're an Ogren, you would really play the map as early as possible, complementing it with your own roamer. So with this kind of first 2 picks that FUT has, I think this is more likely a window for him to shine, because if he loses the chance of how he's being slowed down by this Maestro in the mid lane, good thing they pick up the Zhangfei for this kind of draft that they want to go to.
Okay, so they have very good sustain, very good shield, and decent burst. But that is also the same in terms of damage for the side of FUT, right? FUT, if you take a look at the Mai, take a look at the RLE, if they get the advantage in the early game, it is going to be taking a pretty long time for Blacklist International to kind of recover and be on par with the FUT Esports.
Yeah, 2 of the best meta picks there is right now is the Luong and as the Ogren. I hope they would have a cleaner approach on how to address the early game, but you have the Zhangfei. But answering back, Liu Mang has been a great option, right? Dictating how the map is being rotated, if you could utilize it too. Again, this is about execution, but on the first pick, the third pick of FUT, this really sums up that this Arlie is going to be guarded once it hits level 4.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Dominator Shield as well as the Battlefield Command and Stabbing Charge, the 3 main skills of Liu Bang, going to be really useful. We've seen some variations on how they're used. It's not just all for defense on saving teammates. It can be used as a surprise attack as to jump on the backlines as well. Now with that being said, FUT Esports, they ban out the Lady Zhen. Blacklist International, they return in kind the ban on the Dun. They are looking to ban out the tanky heroes.
Yeah, I don't like negating the possible scenario of a late game nightmare. The Dun as well, FUT, one of the teams could actually use this hero too. So targeting on Chami 1, the Clash lane. So I think we're right on the same page, guys. Like the playmakers of these 2 could come from the Clash lane, because this Liu Bang, yep, still, it needs to be in the Clash lane. Because Arlie alone with this kind of pairing, kind of like a...
It's a high risk, right?
Yeah.
I think at this point, they might take this risk, we don't know. But the fact that they ban out the Byron is a telltale sign that FUT Esports wants to work on the burst potential. Because imagine having Charlotte in the lineup for Blacklist.
Wow.
It's good, it allows you access into the backlines, but there's a risk as well because she's not the tankiest out of all the Clash lanes.
Yeah, you can actually rely on the Charlotte for damage, but if it would need like a proper scenario for the Zhangfei to also come in. Like it would need to be like a busier situation in terms of rotation for Blacklist, because this will actually rely on how they want to go with this Ogre. Again, there's so much bait that Blacklist could create, so it's all about like keeping the lane secure and not being ganked as early as possible.
Oh, for sure. And I really like this Mayin pick. It is quite detrimental to the lineup of Blacklist. And Blacklist, of course, they're going to ban out the Diadea. And I think that's a good idea because you don't want to allow the heals coming in, as well as the immobilization coming in. And here we go. It is going to be a Charlotte, and mid lane going to take a snap at the Princess Frost.
And they need to be careful as well if you're up against a Maestro with a great way of using micro. And this could be a great situation for a testament or a test for the Princess Frost to actually be in a great micro situation, because again, you're against with so many mobile heroes, and Hanshin on the last pick of FUT, will this be a great way to complement what they've started?
Yeah, movement and burst. This is a very scary concept that FUT has come up with. So FUT Esports, of course, trying to maintain the cornerstone and foundations for their draft, and I think it's a pretty good foundation to start off of.
Yeah, and we would really know for sure on how the adjustments will go. We see the two coaches shake hands, and this is a very crucial match for them. Who is going to rise up on top from everything that they've been through from day one? It's BLACKLIST International versus FUT. In the early game situation, who do you think is going to be has the higher chance of pulling an early game power spike?
I actually think it's going to be FUT. Because at this point, Black's lineup is good, but I'm not sure whether they can handle the movement and cooldown reductions on the side of FUT.
Yeah, I think it's the mobility that they can do as early as possible. But we are looking for like a counter threat as well in the mid lane. If we look at the lineup as well for FUT, this would require time, yes, but it gives you automatic pickup as well in the backline of BLACKLIST. As you can see, on the top line, we see two versus just meeting up and just saying hi, not coming to any possible scenario there is. But okay, farm lane.
Yes, farm lane right now, 0-3-0-7 does get taken down. It is a 3-1 for BLACKLIST.
Yep, it is going to be first blood, and that's a big important marker because at this point, when you put the R lead behind, especially against a lone, you can expect the huge burst of hit coming in from Golden Kite. It's going to be extremely hard to deal with. But this is also evened out by the fact that, you know what, Yushi is not as fast in the jungle in terms of speed, right? Right now, Loss is definitely having a lead.
Yeah, you need to build up with that. Like tempo doesn't really happen like in a higher note. It's like a do-re-mi, like it's not gonna happen just yet. But this is like the window of FUT can do. Put pressure, put into the faster EXP because the Mai will be tested as well on how to get this pick off right onto the lane. But as you can see, farm lane will continue.
Yes, to try and split apart the team fight there. You see Ryuga trying to get pushed towards Golden Kite, but nothing comes of it. There's a lot of damage, and it makes the fact that Ryuga has to recall.
Right. So everything hangs on that because there's wins in the farm lane for the side of BLACKLIST, but there's wins in the jungle for the side of FUT Esports.
Yeah, just she and Golden Kite as well, building the gold difference against FUT. So far, no matter how the first blood is with BLACKLIST now, they want to maintain that tempo. Because FUT as well can do that too. So they need to have a way to kind of like counter this mirror
Chammy on the top lane.
Red team has slain
We
an
didn't
enemy.
quite see it. A little bit of off-camp action. The Chammy one, hashtag no Chammy, has been taken down.
Okay. So much things happening right now all across the map, and this is like the gift of this composition is utilize more what's ever happening from there. But from the moment that something has been taken up top, this is like force a reaction from Aaron as well. I think this kind of movement in the mid lane for BLACKLIST is really beneficial.
Okay, so one of the things that you'll start seeing is the fact that FUT Esports, I think they might be too messy for the side of BLACKLIST to handle because they can really have any action around them at any time.
Yeah, and
Oh, there it is, the knock-up onto Chammy. Is it going to be another Chammy takedown? Not quite.
slowly but surely. But yeah, going back to the item check once more, we see two mid laners slowly building up. Or just bought out the Stone of Sorcery. You have the passive, the magic, the mage wave. So it's like a starter pack for the Mask of Agony. But actually,
Vital Air Rage. There comes the passive, the Conductor's Souls as well. That is going to be a 2 kills over to BLACKLIST and maybe even a T1.
Yeah, physical finish for the side of BLACKLIST, and this is the start that they were looking for, right? Right now, they have just put a lid onto FUT Esports, but they do have some pressure coming in onto that Clash lane. If they can't get the kill onto Champion 1, it's going to be a wasted effort.
Yeah, I was looking for a way to FUT to actually bounce back, or that would just
Blue
get
team
an objective
has
for themselves as
destroyed
well.
a tower.
But the zoning of Champion 1 has been doing, he has been taken used to near his vicinity, so
shields
not
have
even
been
attempt to
shattered.
take down the
Catapults
turret or
moving
even
out.
this Overlord. So a lot of objectives slowly can be taken by BLACKLIST. No attempt from FUT just yet.
So, and
Tyrant
it's so
has been
beautifully
defeated.
from the side of BLACKLIST. And so they will reap the reward. It's going to be the first time going into the hand of BLACKLIST International. Now, FUT Esports, they are pretty quick on pace as well. They match up and they take the Overlord for themselves. As it stands now, I think FUT Esports, they're too close, but they're starting to trail behind a little bit.
Yeah, and the damage buff of Blacklist right now, they would really want to have the chance to push for more damage buff. So comparing the gold difference as well, both from Lost and Just Cheese still leading by a difference, but if you're an Ogren, if you want to maintain the distance against your opponent, this is the good way to go. You have a push, yes, but damage is well present for Blacklist that they can utilize against FUT.
Okay, so two big markers, right? Number one is that Aaron is level 7. Second marker is that Aaron has the Mask of Agony. So he's going to be able to deal quite a big deal of damage against Ryuga.
Yeah, and they're very systematic on how they want to
Blue
approach
team has
FUT.
destroyed
They
a
know they
tower.
don't commit to team fights, but how they manage to take out turrets from top to bottom, yet they would really want to leave this alone because another T2 turret
team
slowly taken
has
out by
destroyed
Blacklist.
a
Still a win for
tower.
them.
Yeah, they're just that
Blue
one step
team
faster
has destroyed
than the side
a
of
tower.
Esports. I like the draft from FUT, but right now they're being held at gunpoint here.
Yeah, and that's scary. And if you want to see how the positioning of Lost and Ryuga is right now, they're trying to push it. Wait, they're just really giving this away.
Blue
And
team
okay,
has
Blacklist
destroyed
is
a
taken out
tower.
as early as possible, in below 6 minutes.
Okay, so stop the base race. The Battlefield Commanders come in. We see Ryuga at the back of the line there. The Infinite Bastards comes through for Golden Kite. Getting the kill is Juicy on the side of Blacklist. Currently up 4 kills to 1. Someone's going to stop Hanshin or they're going to lose the high ground trophy for themselves. But there is still more fights going on. They're trying to stop the recall. They're trying to stop and prevent this backdoor play.
You have a Vanguard as well, so they can just push forward. Good thing that Just Cheese here as well, and there wasn't enough time. Imagine that Lost has completely taken down at T3, man. It's a bit of a quick way to end this game. Like,
Yeah, it's a risky play, but it paid off, right? Because they did manage to defend this team on the bottom. And mind you, it is 6.5 minutes. We have the first half of the base on the side of FUT Esports already cracking open.
and the cracks, they need to kind of prevent that. Like we have seen some openings here that made by Blacklist. This is deadly, right? They would really need to proceed on how to address the map correctly against how Blacklist wants to maintain this push. You have the Lubam, yes, but it's mostly into the reinforcement rather, and they need to be sure on how to approach this because either that or we can go back to the replay and what just happened.
Yeah, so with the Leaping Savior, that was a huge team to be able to kind of
Red
protect the
team
team from the
has
inside,
destroyed
right?
a
And I
tower.
think at this point, FUT Esports, they didn't
has
have the best
slain an
communication.
enemy.
So probably did have a call out to say, hey, I am taking a team
Oh,
fight.
and shit with the knockup onto the Ogren. I don't think that was probably the best call. We did see a second attempt from Void getting a knock up there with the whatever's up my Yin. But right now, there's able to defend the T1 in the mid lane, but T2 in the farm lane may
Blue
fall.
team
Golden
has
Kite gets
destroyed
it.
a
Yeah, we see
tower.
them try on
Red team
how to take
has
the back line
destroyed
of
a
Blacklist
tower.
right now, but it's so hard. It's so
Red
hard to
team has
penetrate, man. If
slain-
you want to see some sort of damage here, yes, some poison spot on or spot
Oh,
someone.
and Shin once more. He has the CC immunity, but it is going to be the Preacher Prison that gets him locked down. He's able to dash out. He has very little health, but it may be Ryuga that is the casualty. No, it's Blacklist isn't able to meet the demand of the kill. But look, speaking of kills, we have Void very low, and it is going to be a trade there. 2-2 trade. But Blacklist, no, make that a 3-2 trade.
Killing spree.
And 0-3-7 is still chasing him down, and that is
Blue
a continuous
team,
punish
double kill.
that FUT did.
This is not a fight you want to take, right? 0-3-0-7 against Orgren. I mean, he has a lot of damage, and Orgren's looking pretty low.
So they're matching each other in terms of pace.
Uh-oh. Lost, what are you doing? I mean, I think also for Juicy, like, hey, you don't want to take that 2v1, but no! Chami, hashtag yes Chami, coming through in the middle lane.
They wanted to surpass their limits, but they have been limited. At this point, Blacklist just extending and edging it out a little more than FUT Esports.
Yeah, going back onto the street lane, we have the FPS from Void but being in the middle. He had more ways to actually slow down Blacklist. In this game, so much pace for 0-3-0-7 just continue to pursue, and Blacklist really needs to have a great stronghold this
Blue
time
team
around.
has
Make it stronghold, the
destroyed a
T1 does
tower.
fall into the mid lane as well.
It's a risk, and at this point, FUT Esports is playing into the strengths of Blacklist, right? With the about half health or they're pretty low on health, they're still entering the fight. I know in this situation they get to catch the blitz
team
coming in from
killing
Snape as
spree.
well, and maybe the
Blue
staggering
team
charge
has
coming
slain
from
an
Ryuga.
enemy.
That's a huge
Red
risk
team
because
killing spree.
the 4%, that's easily achievable with the lineup that
team.
Blacklist has.
Yeah, and the kind of person that you need to actually make it rise, you know, because the only one who has got any kills is the Lost or
slain an
Hanshin. But they
enemy.
would really to get a grip here on how to push the turret. So probably right now they really want to make this player just go around the map quicker.
Yeah, and this one loss is going to have his jungle invaded. He is going to be pushed away. And Chaz in the midst of building the Dawn Light, and that's a scary item to have because in the war of attrition, FUT loses every single time.
Yeah, and we need to address we're seeing also go quickly addressing
The Overlord and Tyrant have been
with the hand
enhanced.
shin, we have Ryuga as well as lost,
Blue
finding
team
forces
has
to push,
destroyed a
but the
tower.
BLACKLIST really knows, and they really confidently enter the base here of FUT.
Blue team
Beautiful
has
use of
destroyed
Windrush
a
coming right.
tower.
Just as a completely oppressive tool. Zone is out. Void is still going to take the chase, but Lost coming in from the back here as well. A lot of damage onto Jamie. We may see the Charlotte is able to escape, but for now we do see Snape getting the kill onto Jamie. Is this going to be it for FUT? The infinite vastness comes back through. It is going to be Golden Kite and Juicy picking up all the kills. There's only Snape and Ryuga, the last lifeline left in this team fight. But right now, the Conductor Souls is still up for Juicy. He could have that big stack of sustain, but they're able to try and take down this minion here. FUT Esports doing their best. It is going to be enough to take down that
legendary
whole push towards the crystal.
And that is just the wonders of the Mind Shredder, completely clearing out the last possible way for BLACKLIST to take the base by that second.
That was the best case scenario I've seen from Esports, right? But as it stands now, BLACKLIST, they are pretty much far ahead. 3,000, actually, that isn't as big of a lead as I thought they would have. But
Tyrant has been
Dawn Light
defeated.
completed. Right, Control X in the hands of Chaz as well. He's gonna provide so much shield. Leaping Savior with the shield from Dawn Light as well. It's not looking good in terms of team fight for the side of FUT Esports. And one more thing, if you notice what Aaron has been consistently doing, is landing those frigid prisons.
Yeah, to add to that, and also, he was the first one supposedly to go, right? How FUT lost was positioning in that bush. Nobody spotted him out, and good thing that Aaron has the Splendor, and that kind of play that he did against FUT really set up the initiation, the comeback initiation factor of BLACKLIST in specific team fights as that.
And this doesn't allow Void to kind of get the perfect combination for his whatever. And that's a difficult situation to fight. So FUT Esports, they have their work cut out for them, but it's not over yet, right? 0307 does have the Crimson buff. He is at level 14, almost at max stats.
They're really pushing it. Look at the control. Look at the control, right? It's like a parade of BLACKLIST right now.
Snape on the back.
Yes, gonna watch him for Snape on the back here. He's gonna be careful. Shami was taking a 1v1 onto Ryuga, but the battle command does come through. It is gonna be onto Ryuga. We do see that Void gets taken down, and we see that Snape is looking pretty low. Down goes Ryuga as well. 0307 falls. It is gonna be BLACKLIST taking out a 4-1 trade from Aaron. Everything for Princess Frost is gonna be worth it here. The minions are at the crystal. Game 1 could be resolved right here. Another win for BLACKLIST.
Big victory for BLACKLIST International. This is the standard that we wanted them to have, and they have realized their potential. Many learning lessons in the past 5 days, and you definitely know BLACKLIST is ready to grow and ready to show.
Yeah, you need to have a better version of yourself, and this is like the 5th day that we're seeing from these teams progress all across their matches, and we're happy to see this Philippine representative actually bounce back on what they can do from teams who also want to bounce back from their losses.
Okay, so FUT Esports, let's put it in this manner. I think they